Hello, I'm Janet Fairman. I'm in the Center for Research and Evaluation. In this video, we'll take a closer look at the steps involved in scoring a key assessment for NCATE. In previous years, the college used a scoring system that had a very limited scale of 4 points, from 0 to 3. Students were scored as meeting or not meeting the standards and proficiencies. This approach did not allow the instructor to note the variation in student performance, nor to show how students were improving in their knowledge, skills, and dispositions over the course of the program. In preparation for the next NCATE accreditation review, faculty have developed a new rubric that expands the scale for scoring. The benefits of this rubric are that it will allow instructors to identify where students are in their development as educators, whether they are in a pre-service program or an advanced degree program and have many years of experience. This developmental approach to scoring students will help us monitor students' progress and to identify students who may need intervention. The information will also help us to figure out where we need to improve our courses or programs. Let's take a closer look at the rubric we're using to assess students' progress in meeting state standards and NCATE proficiencies. The new rubric scale is 0 to 6. A 0 indicates no evidence. The lower range of the scale, levels 1 to 3, generally applies to our pre-service programs and other degree programs where students do not yet have professional or teaching experience. This range tracks students as they move from novice to intern to beginning professional educator. The upper range of the scale, levels 4 to 6, generally applies to our advanced degree programs where students have more than 2 years of experience in their professional roles. This range tracks students from the professional level to expert and distinguished levels. Points on the scale can be thought of as benchmarks or minimum expected performance levels. Instructors can indicate if a student performs at benchmark, somewhere below benchmark, or somewhat above. This is similar to indicating a plus or minus with a grade, but is represented numerically in the TK20 system. This is also a way for you to indicate the degree to which students may need more help or more tries to be able to complete the assignment. The indicators provide some examples of what students should be able to demonstrate at each performance level. You'll notice that one thing that is present at all levels is engagement in professional learning. At the higher levels of 5 and 6, students are expected to demonstrate increasing levels of leadership in their professional role. That means that they not only continue their own learning, but they also may lead professional development for other educators and engage in efforts to improve teaching and learning in their school, regionally, or beyond. Not all educators will attain these high levels of expertise and leadership, but many will attain a level 5, and some may attain a level 6. When you get ready to score student work and enter the score into TK20 system, it will be helpful to have certain materials handy. First, you will probably want a hard copy of the student's work in front of you. Second, you'll want to have your scoring rubric for the assignment. And third, you'll need to have a table that indicates how you will convert the initial score results to a score on the NCATE rubric. Finally, you'll want to have a hard copy of the NCATE rubrics, perhaps in a ring binder. Although TK20 allows you to open and read the student's work alongside the rubric, your computer screen may not be wide enough to easily read both at the same time. So having hard copies in front of you is helpful. Let's take a look at how the scoring process will work. First, you would read through each student's work and score their work according to the rubric or rubrics that you've created specifically for that assignment. Second, you will need to create a table that converts the initial score to a score on the NCATE rubric. To create this conversion table, you'll need to look at the at-a-glance chart for the relevant degree program and look for the minimum expected performance level for that key assessment. You will only need to create this table once for all students in your course. Now you're ready to enter and submit a score into the TK20 system. So let's take a look at a hypothetical scoring rubric that I've created for this demonstration. In this key assessment, we're covering two proficiencies, number 5 and number 8 on the NCATE rubric, and this is for a pre-service level program. In this example, I created a separate scoring rubric for each proficiency. In order to demonstrate evidence of meeting each proficiency, the student is required to perform certain tasks or address certain components of the assignment. For NCATE proficiency number 5, planning instruction, I developed a rubric that has 3 components. This is shown in the left-hand column. To keep it simple, I have not shown what students must do to earn a certain number of points on each component, but you would want to include specific criteria that describe the quality of work expected for different scoring ranges, and that would show up in this middle column of the table. So again, the first step would be to determine the student's score, and in this sample that I'm showing you for proficiency number 5, there are 3 components. The first component is creating a lesson plan that is developmentally appropriate. It builds on students' knowledge and interests and learning needs. That's worth a total of 20 points. A second component might be that the lesson plan articulates clear goals and objectives for student learning, and that could be worth a total of 10 points. The third component of the assignment is lesson goals aligned with main learning results, and that's worth a total of 10 points. So in this fictitious sample, the assignment is worth a total of 40 points, and the student earned a total of 35 points. If you look below the first table, you'll see a second table which shows how to convert the initial score on the assignment to a score on the NCATE rubric. So for this example, the student earned 35 points. We locate that on the conversion table and find that that would relate to a level 2. Now, in creating this conversion table, I first looked at the at-a-glance chart for this degree program, and at the point at which the student takes this course and this key assessment, the minimum level expected performance is a level 2. So in creating the conversion rubric or chart, I started at a 2+, and the reason for that is to allow for opportunity for students to score beyond the minimum level expectations. So in other words, when you create your conversion table, you wouldn't start at the top of the scale, but you need to consult your at-a-glance chart and see what level performance is expected, and then work down from there systematically. So this is the process for scoring and then converting the score. In the second table, for proficiency number 8, I approached it in a similar way. I described 3 different components of the task. The middle box would be for criteria, and this is what you would elaborate on for scoring, reaching the, attaining the total number of points or less, and then what the student actually scored. In this section, we're saying the task is only worth 30 points, and the student earned 23 points. So locating that on the conversion scale, on this part of the task, the student only earned a score of 1+ on the NCATE rubric. So from this demonstration, you can see that when you're scoring student work, you come up with 1 score for the NCATE rubric for each proficiency that is assessed, and you then enter that score in the TK20 system. Now you're ready to enter a score in TK20. The important thing to remember about entering a score in TK20 is that you are entering 1 score for each proficiency. You need to do this separately. So you're going to log on to the TK20 system as you normally would, locate your course, locate the student work that you are entering a score for, and this would typically be, you would find your course under pending tasks. You can open the student work right on the screen, and you can also see the scoring rubric for NCATE on the same screen, side by side. However, if this is difficult to view on your computer screen, you can certainly work with a hard copy. So after you've gone through the scoring and you've converted the scores to the NCATE rubric, you're ready to enter the scores, and you would put the score in for each proficiency separately and submit it to TK20. This has been just a quick overview of the scoring process to use the new NCATE rubrics. And we'll be holding some additional training sessions for faculty as they begin to work with this. And if you would like more assistance, we are here to help. Thank you.